Our first step is to open a new file. Choose part and hit OK. This will open up the SolidWorks screen and part will come up. We'll first rename that part by going File, Save As. Now I'm going to save it onto the desktop, which is up there on the top, and we'll just call it Pyramid. And just choose where you want to save it. You might want to save it on a memory stick. I'm just saving it to the desktop. And hit Save. Now, our first step is to choose the plane we want to draw on, which will be the top plane. Once we have selected, it goes green and we'll look normal to it. Once we've looked normal to it, our first step is to sketch. So we choose Sketch or Rectangle. Now, we want to draw the rectangle away from the origin and it doesn't come in contact with it. Once that's done, any size, we'll choose Center Line, which is over to the left hand side there, you can see it, and we shall draw a center line from one diagonal to the other. Now, once that's done, just tick OK and make sure that your center line is blue. Then you will right click on it and select midpoint will come up. And that will select the middle of the center line or the diagonal. You can see it's green and it's just that. Hold down Control and click on the origin. And we are going to make the two of them coincident. Now the reason for that is so that we can have the origin in line with the point and the pyramid. So we'll smart dimension the rest of that to be a square of size 80. Now, once that's done, our next step is we have to insert a plane. So to do that, we have to exit the sketch. I'm just going to look at it in a different angle, like isometric. And exit sketch. Now, to put in a plane, we head up to Insert, up there. Reference geometry we choose then in the drop down menu, followed by plane. Now you have to have the sketch exited and it will be gone grey. Now it will open up here on the right hand side the input values for the plane. The first one is the plane surface that you want to be parallel to. So it will be parallel to the top plane that we drew on earlier. You can select the sketch or you can select from the feature tree top plane. So I'm selecting from the feature tree top plane and you can see a preview of the plane happening. Now down here it says that that plane is 10 millimeters above it. We want it 110. So you just highlight it, type in 110. So it like when we reverse the plane you might want to do it, or if you want to put in multiple planes, just put in the numbers there you can see. And just tick OK. Oh, my plane seems to be 10 millimeters away, so to change it just right click on the plane, edit feature, and it brings you back into your feature tree, so you can just change it there to 110 millimeters. And there we have our plane. Now our plane isn't selected, so just click on it and it goes green to select and we look normal too. Now you can see the origin from the original plane is the midpoint of the center line, so we'll insert a point directly above that on the new origin. You're just clicking on it and it inserts a point. And then we'll just look at it in 3D just to see what it looks like. And there you have it, you see your little point above the original square. So we'll exit the sketch and we'll go into Features. we will pick the loft boss base command, and it opens up the input values for it. We can see from our sketch that the profiles we'll want will be the point and any edge on the lower of the square, and there you can see a preview. You can see where they went in on the right hand side by just clicking, and you can tick OK to that. There you have your square base pyramid drawn. Next step is to add a bit of colour finally to it. So we'll right click on pyramid up on in the feature tree, and we will come down to appearance. Now by clicking on it up in feature tree, it changes the colour of the whole object. So I've got texture there, appearance, colour, and I'm going to pick a blue. This can be quicker than choosing all the faces and right clicking by choosing the object. And we'll just look at some of the optical properties so we can have a look at the shininess of the object. So you can see a little bit of it there. It happens more so with metal. And transparency. So you can see the way that it's becoming see-through, which can be handy, very handy for interpenetration of solids. And once you're happy, tick OK, and then go File, Save, and it's done. Now, our next step is to draw the oblique cone. So what we'll do is we'll go File, New, followed by Part, and OK, and we'll go File, Save as. Now we'll rename it then to be oblique cone, and save it wherever you want. I'll save it again on the desktop. Choose our top plane, look normal to it, and pick the circle command from sketch. Draw a circle from the center of the origin out, smart dimension it to a diameter of diameter 90, and then that sketch is fully defined. Exit the sketch, go to, just look at it in 3D for a second. We're going to insert plane, same as the last time, insert, reference geometry, and plane. This time again we can pick where we want our plane, so it's in line with the top plane, so we'll drop down our feature tree and pick top plane, and you can just about see the preview of it there, of the plane. It picks the same distance as the last time, but this time we want a different distance of 125. And tick OK when you're happy with it. And there you can see our plane is selected once we close it, this screen. So if we select normal 2 now, we should be able to look directly at that plane. So this time we're going to put a point in, but the point will not be above the origin, since hence we want an oblique cone. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay my mouse at the origin, just trace out, and it snaps a point horizontal to the origin. I didn't click, I only clicked once it had come out. Smart dimension that to be 60 millimeters away from the origin, and then exit your sketch. You can see your point there is away from the origin. So I'll just look at that in isometric, and you can see the way it's away from the origin. So features, lofted boss base again. The profiles will be the base circle and the point at the top. And there you have your oblique cone. Now the line that spins around is the generator line, so you can show us how an oblique cone is generated. And that will be more important, say, in truncated items. And just tick OK and change the colour of it to a yellow. So click on oblique, right click on oblique one, come down to appearance, pick color, and then we'll pick yellow. And we'll tick OK. And we'll save it finally now. Next job is we're going to start the truncated cone. So we'll go File, New, Part. And the truncated cone is very similar to the last time. We'll pick the top plane and we'll draw a circle. But this time, instead of drawing a point on the top plane, we'll draw a circle. So we'll start with the base circle. And we'll draw a circle from the origin top plane. Smart to mention it. But we'll put a point on the left quadrant here, because we'll see later on why that will be handy. Just put a point right there. Then smart to mention it. To diameter 75. And exit sketch. Now we'll insert a plane. So insert, reference geometry, and plane. Once that's done, we'll select, this time we'll select from the feature tree the top plane. You can see the way the planes line up with the objects. And we change the distance here to be 80. Tick OK. Now, we'll look normal to that plane because it's selected on the top. If you click outside of it, or just click on circle, look normal to it, and you can draw a circle on the origin. And this time the circle will be diameter 40. And we shall, once the diameter 40 is on it, we will put a point on that circle in line with the other point that you can see. Originally we drew from the left hand side, now it's appearing on the right, so just have a look for where yours is. So I'll just pick point and just put it in the corner. You see the way it tracks out from the origin? So you can just put it on the little node on the quadrant. So just have the two of them in line. Once that's done, exit sketch, features, lofted boss base, and this time we'll just pick the profiles. So this will be our first profile and our second profile. And you can see the generator line as it moves. You can just click on one end and move, and you can see you can get a hyperbola of revolution. And what we'll do is we can line them up in line with the 2 points that we had, and we get a truncated cone. But just moving around it, you can get a hyperbola of revolution. So it's a very simple way of getting an object. So I'm just moving it into position. I can just click on the points, just get them lined up with the point that was drawn. And there you get your truncated cone. And once you're happy with it, tick OK. And go File, Save As. And save. Now we'll change the colour. And just pick green. Similar to the exact same as by just right clicking on the name of the feature tree, changes it very, very quickly. Now that's done, our next step will be to put this truncated cone into a working drawing, and the same it's the same method for the other pieces. So I'm just going to hit the export to drawing icon. Then it's going to ask me to pick my drawing template, so I hit browse and I pick the folder where I have mine saved. So I'll just save it in a folder there, and you can just see the border there. And then once you have it found, hit OK, and you get the border on. Now SolidWorks will work from the the last working drawing or the last piece that you have drawn will appear in the drawing, so it's just going to be truncated cone, or you can just pick the view you want. So here we have, you can tick the preview icon in the model items, and it just gives you a preview of what the object will look like. Now I'm just going to have a little look at it here, scale wise on the sheet. I'm just going to change it maybe to scale 1:1, or the colour first, sorry, and then the scale. So you can see scale just below it. I do it being a little bigger. Use custom scale, push it, change it to 1:1, and there it is, the elevation drawn. Click to drop the elevation when you're happy. Pull out for the end elevation, and click down from the plan for the plan, and there it's drawn. Now if you pull out at 45 degrees from your elevation, you will get an isometric. Now it's out of position, just hold down Control and you're able to move it into the position you want, and just click to drop it. Now I can see that mine is a little too big. If you pull off of that, you get another isometric of an isometric. So we'll just click on it, and we can change the scale to 1:2. Well, that's of the item there, so we'll just escape from that and just click our elevation. And use custom scale. Just click the elevation. Change your scale to whatever you want. So just scroll down to scale and just pick the scale you want. And you can move by just clicking on the red box around the icon, around the drawing, and move them into position that you want, that you feel happy with. Now, our final step is to dimensioning. So we go to annotations, model items, and what you can do here is you tick the first 4 boxes that you can tick. Dimensions, annotations, and you don't need to tick reference geometry, because what it will do is it will put in planes for you which you don't need. So you just tick them, tick OK, hit yes there, and there you have your dimensions put in. So you just move them into position. Yours will be a lot bigger on your sheet. And once you're happy with it, it's just a matter of hitting save, and save it to wherever you want. Then you just repeat the same for the other 2 objects.